What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to do something a little different here. It's going to be a market watch, and we are going to be looking into the entirety of the Sword and Shield expansion. We're going to start from newest, which would be Battle Styles, and head on through down to Sword and Shield base. So, as you see, Battle Styles is not devoid of the hype. Cases are really high right now. It's not a bad price to get in at, but you definitely could do better. Always pre-sale, pre-order, from the pre-sale websites. And diving into some of the more expensive cards, it looks like the estimated value pulled is starting to get a little higher with Pokemon. That's something that I noticed was always a little low. In other card games, there will be chase cards that will basically get you back the MSRP of the product that you buy to open it, and we're starting to get there. As you see, we have the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX alternate art, which is actually really cool. Let's take a peek at this thing real quick. And I mean, it's also playable. I think the Rapid Strike one is more playable than the others, but you're looking at a good 125 if you want to get in on it. And mind you, Pokemon is a game where you need multiples of cards. So if you're actually going to play it, this card, then I would just go with the regular art, which we will be checking out here in a little bit. This Tyranitar, okay, so this is just strictly for the aesthetics. I mean, it looks great. We have Tyranitar here, asleep after he just ate a whole bunch of food, looking like a young Goku, a young Saiyan over here. But that card, whoa, did it say 179? Am I tripping? Oof, jeez. So people are going crazy over this. It's a fan favorite. You can get it as low as 135, but it's a fan favorite, and I mean, what can you say? Gen 2 always kills it. Moving along, we won't spend too much time on here. I just want to look at the top end. Battle style boxes are only about 20 bucks more than retail. Not too bad, but once again, this is a brand new set. We should not be here. This is the card that I personally will want the most, which would be this Houndoom Secret Rare. But man, not for $57. Like, this card should be a $30 card, as you'll see. An example of a similar card within a different set. What amazes me is how low these secret rares are compared to the alternate arts. But of course, I mean, I feel like the actual full art trainers and the alternate arts look a lot better, in my opinion. The Rainbow Secret Rare, it just doesn't do it very much for me. As far as playable cards go, we have Level Ball here for 27. That's not too bad. Rapid Strike Urshifu V. This is just the regular one for 20 bucks. So I mean, your entry level to play this, to add this to any deck, is just really high. Especially if you're trying to play max rarity. Other than that, it seems to taper off. All these prices should come down soon, but that's if we get a little bit more product. This Tyranitar looks pretty good too, but obviously not as good as the sleeping one. On to our next set, we have the Shiny Fates Hidden Vault, which is the holiday set. Actually not the holiday set, but just a side set. And we have Charizard VMAX still holding strong here at 330. I feel like this is maybe its lowest point. I mean, I don't see it really going too much lower than this, unless there is going to be a ton of Shiny Fates reprinted and set out into the wild. That's the fun thing about going to look for product. I mean, it's like being in the video game and you're going to hunt for special Pokemon. I mean, there's no guarantees, but it's really interesting is our second card is going to be a baby Shiny. Once again, Gen 2, Suicune, he hits all the markers. As far as the playable cards in this set, we have Eternatus and Eternatus VMAX. His weakness is fighting, so it's yet to see how he will take off in this meta if our Rapid Strike friends do put in any work. But other than that, this set is like really top heavy. We only have this. We only have the VMAX Charizard and the Suicune to help us get back the price of the ETB. Some of these will get us back the price of pin collections, but I mean, that's if you can find it at retail. I feel like a lot of these are undervalued. This Centiskorch is actually playable. A lot of people think that the Victini V from from Battle Styles will take over the Welder mantle. Centiskorch being able to just multiply damage is just ridiculous. And then we keep on going. Oh, I didn't know there was a... So this is the third Oranguru. That's pretty cool. But the gold one is actually better. That's just like, here's another option for Rillaboom, but our gold one's better. And it looks like we have only the baby shinies. And they're doing a lot better than the Hidden Vault baby, the Hidden Fates baby shinies, because all of those were like dollars, but now those are all starting to come up too. Maybe when I do my Sun and Moon Market Watch, we could check that out as well. But as far as shinies go, I feel Undervalue would be here. Rillaboom, not so much, but this looks great. Shout out to Hammer Kong. And yeah, that's about it. This Ditto VMAX is amazing, even though the Ditto from the Pokemon movie is a little awkward. And we'll go into the sealed product too for Shiny Fates. This should only be like 150. These, how many comes in there? 10, and they're like $10 each. I mean, man, this should be like 120 at the most. The Elite Trainer boxes, the prices aren't too bad on these. This is obviously the thing that holds the most value, and anybody who is going to invest would look to prior sets and see that that is one of the better things to invest in. This is crazy to me because Dragapult has it can be played in the meta for Pokemon, but not as playable as Crobat V. So to see these two at the same price, there has to be something that gives eventually. So we'll see where that goes. This Cramorant, man, all these tins are just crazy expensive. And then we start getting into the cards from the regular Shiny Fate. So this Skyla will get you back quite a bit of your money. This Pikachu V-Box, I feel like it's undervalued in the long term, but overvalued right now. The pin collections, not much to say about those. It's just real tragic that they printed the heck out of Mad Party. Hopefully someday that deck gets good. And heading into the Amazing Rares, Kyogre takes the first spot. It should be Yveltal. Oh no, it's not. It's Reshiram for our second one. And these full art trainers seem to be, we don't have anybody who's too crazy on the waifu tax. I'm surprised they didn't do a Professor Research. Full art, that would have sold pretty well, I feel like. But rounding out, we have Boss's Orders, very affordable. And that's about it. This set is really top heavy, but a good one nonetheless. I mean, there's a lot of value to pull. So now looking at Vivid Voltage, we have our chunky Pikachu here for $398. This should get a coolant soon. Pokemon Company said they're going to be reprinting a lot of products, that they're aware of the shortages. And the way I see that working is the main people I feel like they'd want to cater to is going to be the competitive side of the game. Although the competitive side of the game right now is at a screeching halt due to circumstances around the world. But I feel like these are going to be the first ones up for a reprint because theoretically we should be opening up soon. And this Vivid Voltage trainer box just keeps on going up. That won't get the reprint just because of the contents that go inside. I mean, the main thing you'll see a reprint of is things with mainly cardboard in them, if that makes sense at all. This collector's tin, yeah, not so impressed by it. Heading on to the full arts. This Pikachu, a little overvalued. It looks great. Some of the 3Ds I don't like. The VMAX Pikachu is one of them that I don't mind. We have Nessa rounding out for $30, B for $30. Those are about where they should be. They're not playable though. They just have the waifu tax on them. We have our Charizard theme deck holding it down at $39.99. This is actually, so heading into the next rotation, I feel like this deck will be one of the better decks. I mean, as a one price Pokemon. Super good. Obstagoon, a little too late on that one. Should have came out Sword and Shield 2. Maybe, I mean, because it was in Sword and Shield base set, and it was amazing. Oranguru, looking all majestic. I love that thing. Got our Leon here. Rayquaza, this is a little undervalued. Same with the Jirachi, if you ask me. This one's actually playable. So for this to be, for them to be so close in price, it's interesting. Keep on going. We have the Raikou here, Celebi. I feel like the Raikou should go up too. I wish there was a Suicune Amazing Rare. That'd be pretty dope. Zacian Amazing Rare. I feel as time goes on and people are playing this game, because I mean every single Pokemon set, new video game that comes out, I mean there's a whole new group of people who come in. So for some people this is their main legendary. Ampharos. Shout out to the lady at the top of the light tower. And then on to our next set, we're gonna look at Champion's Path. It's surprising to see these two so low, and I think this might be a reflection of how much product is actually out there. And a lot of it is sitting in the hands of investors, collectors. But I would see these as their lowest prices right now. Especially with the price of the Elite Trainer box. Something's got to give. What surprises me is how this set is. I mean, obviously these are the two chase cards, and then you get into some of these harder to pull cards, and there's absolutely no value. I mean, the estimated value pulled from opening this is not the best. And that's where I think Pokemon Company could start throwing in a couple more fan favorites. I mean, like give Brock or Misty or somebody a full art trainer in this, or even, I mean, another red, maybe an alternate art red. I think the aesthetic design for some of these, and even making some of this more playable. I mean, most of the cards we get that are playable, I understand this might be a collector's set, but they gotta throw us a bone. Darkness Ablaze, it's surprising to see this shoot up as much as it did too, once again. I mean, the most playable cards, there are a couple playable cards in here, but I mean, most of the Pokemon in here have been reprinted. I mean, this is the only one that you're looking at that doesn't have a reprint. And it's not even playable. I mean, this Rillaboom is printed 6 different times. Eternative VMAX, you can get it like straight out of a promo box. It comes in the newest set. Same with the Centiskorch. I'm glad to see this Crobat went down so much. This is actually one of my favorite psychedelic Crobats. And, we'll see. I feel like anything from Sword and Shield and above has the opportunity to get reprinted. And I think we're going to see anything past this pretty much, because obviously all these will carry over into the rotation. It'll be interesting to see if they modify the rotation. I feel like this is criminally undervalued too, but I'm just a Houndoom lover who's a good boy. I feel like it'll be really interesting to see what they do with, I mean, because with the rotation, because pretty much we're going to lose a whole year of play. Maybe 2 nationals. Rebel Clash boxes, man, these are ridiculously high too. For what reason, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, we have bosses orders in here, but now with the introduction of multiple cards under the umbrella of bosses orders, I feel like we should be dipping. Obviously, this is the set that had the first starters in their secret rare form, so that's pretty dope. This Ninetales. Ninetales, another one of my favorite Pokemon. But other than that, as far as playable, we got the Scoop Up Net here, which definitely is going to... There's no other card like this right now. And when we start getting into that format of... that Charizard format, I see this becoming even better. I mean, his HP is pretty low, but just to move things out of the way. Just to switch. I feel like a lot of these ultra rare, like the Inteleon and the Rillaboom, the starters, have the opportunity to go up. I mean, these are actually really good artworks. That's it for Rebel Clash. Not much else to see here. Boss's Order still holding it down at $3. That's a pretty good pull. Overgoss reprinted into the Stratosphere, so it's lowered a little bit. And then we're gonna go into Sword and Shield base set. And we are not too much removed from it. And once again, this is a set that, well, now that you look at it, we have Marnie, initial Marnie, waifu print, we have Zacian, V, Gold, Zamazenta V, so I guess this kind of makes sense. Not really. I feel like this is one of the sets that could possibly get skipped as far as reprints go, because there's been a ton of reprints of Zamazenta and Zacian. They have a new Marnie promo coming out. It's just interesting to see the sealed product holding such a high value when your estimate, like this is undervalued as well. It's a great alternative to the gold. If you don't like gold, me personally, I'm more of a silver guy. This is like the most powerful card in the game, but because it's an old lady on here, it's worth peanuts. Shout out Professor Magnolia, I finally know your name. And a lot of this other stuff, you gotta remember this is the introduction of Vs, and V Maxes, so some of these fan favorites, Lapras and Snorlax, where's the Snorlax? Here we are. I feel like those have the opportunity to go up as well. But thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the Market Watch and maybe learned a little something. You found out something about me. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. Check out some of my pack openings, and until then, have a great day.